Okay, so the week I don't make a video, I hit double digits on my predictions again. But now, we are making a video, so just inverse every single one of my predictions, alright? Nah, but what's up guys, welcome back to another prediction video. If you've had a bad week of predictions, then you've come to the right place. Because I want to fucking die as well. Due to the fact that Dak couldn't even read Cat in the Hat, let alone a defense, I had another week of guessing 11 games right. Could have been 12, but so that brings the season record to 31-17. Not great, but I have a new science-based method. Probably wondering, Twilly, what's that behind you? Astute observation. The Vibes indicator needs some very, very heavy recalibration, so we had to call an audible and cook something else up. And I fucking cooked. Yeah, so no more Vibes indicator for the time being. I handed them off to the team. They're doing everything they can to salvage it, but instead, I created a mathematical algorithm that will help me predict all of the games. So let's make sure that all the calibrations are up to standard with the new algorithm. Computer, will I ever get a girlfriend? Alright, it's calibrated. Alright, in my last video, I said if Christian Watson and Aaron Jones play, they will beat the Falcons. They did not play, so that game does not count. Nah, but for real, we just saw an incredible fourth quarter comeback from Jordan Love. Call me a biased fan all you want, but no David Bakhtiari, no Elton Jenkins, no Aaron Jones, no Christian Watson. With those four missing, and despite the hilarious bloopers that we keep on witnessing with Jordan Love, he stepped up big time this week. Meanwhile, the Lions just absolutely destroyed the team that just previously beat the Packers, so it's kind of one of those things. It's an any given Sunday sort of situation. However, this game is being played on Thursday, so I don't give a shit about that. I made an algorithm, alright, and to keep things extremely basic, the Packers score more points than the Lions, and they allow less points than the Lions. Now that's not all the algorithm has, okay? But the numbers don't lie, and computer agrees. At home at Lambeau Field, Packers win. I had someone in my comments ask me to pick against the spread. First of all, everything you see in this video, this is not financial advice. Do not take any gambling advice from me. I am a dumbass. Sportsbooks aren't legal in California, so I couldn't gamble even if I wanted to. So if you are listening to me for gambling advice, that's your own fault. This is not advice. You are a dumbass. Cool. Okay. Something's going on with Trevor Lawrence. I get losing to the Chiefs, but only scoring 9 points against them? I do not excuse losing to CJ Stroud in the way that you guys did, though. Brother absolutely cooked you guys. Now you have an Atlanta team that is coming off of a loss, and believe me, Arthur Smith and the boys do not want to make that 2 losses in a row. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Jar Jar Binks. But this game is going to be played in London, which is the Jaguars' home away from home, in a stadium far, far away. That's 2 Star Wars jokes in 3 sentences. Alright, we got range on this show. Alright, due to this game being played in London, my vibes say pick the Jags. But, computer? Jaguars win. Real quick, if you guys remember my last video where I said, I think this will be a Gardner Minshew legacy game. If that prediction is right, that's crazy. But Colts win. My week 2 prediction of Gardner Minshew actually bled into week 3 as well. It was a Gardner Minshew legacy game. Gardner Minshew has arrived. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. Or at least, he does. Okay, but for real, the Colts just had a super gritty and impressive win over the Ravens. Meanwhile, the Rams just lost to a team that had T. Higgins go to the locker room to fix his broken hands, as well as a Bengals team that had their Burrow down 1 leg. Typically, if your Burrow has a hurt leg, that's when you gotta take it out back and... Yeah, that was gross. Computer? Yeah, I'm taking the Colts. Listen, Baltimore, I don't fault you guys for losing to the consensus best quarterback in the entire league and my personal love of my life. But I hate to tell you, The Browns are better than the Colts. You know, the Browns have a very, very strong D that is going to make you feel their power whether you want it or not. The Browns quarterback is actually the exact same way. No, sorry. The Browns feel like the better team right now, and the numbers don't lie. Unfortunately, I'm at the mercy of the computer, and the computer also does not lie. So, computer? Yeah, Browns win. I hate to say it, believe me, I take no pleasure. I take absolutely no pleasure in having Deshaun Watson win a game, but computer does not lie. Honestly, why even give Bryce Young the keys to the car again for this entire season? The Panthers look a lot better with a grown-up driving the car. And listen, out of the 4 0-3 teams, the Vikings are the least deserving of being there. They have a really good offense, and the offense honestly probably got better with Cam Akes and Pains. The defense is obviously sussy, but they're still better than the Panthers. Yeah, computer likes the Vikings in this one in a very, very close game. Yeah, right off the bat, computer says that the Titans win, and it's hard to disagree. I'm not going to make you guess the stats of Ryan Tannehill again like I did last video. Ryan Tannehill has 563 yards, a very, very poor 2 touchdowns, and awful 2 interceptions. All of that paired with a terrible 38.1 QBR, good enough for 28th in the league. I lied, that's Joe Burrow. But the thing is that Ryan Tannehill is actually even worse statistically than Joe Burrow is right now. This game is going to be awful. Both teams are allowing exactly 22.3 points per game, which is tied for literally 16th best in the league, middle of the pack. And Cincinnati barely beats Tennessee in offensive points per game. Both of them are averaging 15 points per game, which is just incredibly stinky. Assuming we're getting the same old hobbled Joe Burrow that we've been getting all season, and assuming that we still have dipshit Tannehill, then yeah, I have to agree with computer and say that this is going to be a very, very close game with the Titans just edging out the bungholes. I don't mean to alarm you guys, but Jameis Winston is playing football. How this game is not flexed into Sunday Night Football, I have no clue. But it's a Jameis revenge game. Expect fireworks tonight. I'm talking at least 3 interceptions per team. Baker versus Jameis. This is going to be awesome. So far, New Orleans is better in all the advanced metrics according to computer. And it's also a home game for the Saints. So, give me Jameis and the Saints. What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? This game is going to be fun. As it stands right now, Miami is scoring the most points in the league, if it wasn't obvious from last week. But Buffalo is actually allowing the second least amount of points. These teams met each other thrice last season, with Buffalo winning 2 of them, but also every single game was decided by 3 or less points. As it stands right now, Miami is the best offense, but the 21st ranked defense. Bills right now are the 2nd best offense and the 2nd best defense. Now, obviously, points per game doesn't tell the whole story, which is why the algorithm factors in a lot more metrics, but also factoring in that Miami has not beaten the Bills in Buffalo since late 2016. Give me the Bills to win. Now, what happens when a very stoppable force meets a very movable object?
Justin Fields reporting for the first day of work.
One of these teams has to win, unfortunately. In fantasy football, I like to streamline my defenses. Typically, I like to pick up whatever team is playing the Bears, and when I looked this week and saw that the Bears are playing the Broncos, I started to consider maybe I'll pick up the Bears defense. Not actually, I don't hate myself enough to do that. But man, these 2 teams are stinky. The only thing that the Broncos have that the Bears don't is offensive competence. Meanwhile, the Bears put offensive in offensive competence. These 2 teams are doo-doo, but unfortunately one of them has to win. This game is either going to end like 50-55 or it's going to end 3-7. I very reluctantly pick the Broncos. Sam Howell, allow me to be the first to welcome you back down to earth. Eagles are one of 2 teams that are still undefeated this season. And it doesn't take quantum physics to assume that the Eagles are going to beat the Commanders in Philadelphia. Computer also agrees. Now, the Eagles are they're just better than the Commanders. I like the Commanders so far this season, but last week kind of showed that they're not the bee's knees, all right? Okay, so I don't know if the Texans-Jags game was more indicative of Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars struggling so far this season, or if it's more indicative that CJ Stroud and DeMeco Ryans are just cooking. And the Steelers, they've beat 2 pretty decent opponents so far, and obviously Pittsburgh's identity is a defensive team. But what's shocking is that when you look at all the defensive metrics, the Steelers are actually pretty middle of the pack. Steelers are obviously favored this week, and I get why, but the Texans just had a very, very strong win against a divisional opponent. Now, computer says that the Texans are going to win, and this is going to be the first and only time where I'm not going to listen to the computer and I'm going to rely solely on the vibes indicator. I'm going to say that the Steelers win. Give me the Steelers in a very, very close game. Okay. You're down 8. Just over 2 minutes left in the game. You are on the 8-yard line. You have 3 timeouts left. What kind of dumbass kicks a field goal in that exact situation?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Alright, I know. That's my bad. That game is still too soon. But we can all agree that the Chargers are the better team, right? Jimmy G is in concussion protocol, and he might not play. If he doesn't play, then you have Brian Hoyer and AOC, which honestly, against the Chargers defense, either one of those players can put up numbers. But as a Packers fan, listening to Davante be upset about the Raiders, it gave me hope that maybe Davante Adams is going to request a trade. And I think there's no better way to amplify those trade rumors than the Chargers absolutely smoking the Raiders. And the numbers don't lie either. Give me the Chargers. Cardinals sneaky good? Or Cowboys mega frauds? I think both are true. But as much fun as the Cardinals have been this season, I don't think they realize that they are walking into a f***ing buzzsaw. San Francisco is allowing just 14 points this season. Granted, you know, those games came against Kenny Pickdoff and Danny Derps, and I still don't really know what to make of Josh Dobbs and the Cardinals. But this Cardinals team seems like a genuinely hungry team, which makes sense considering that the Cardinals facility makes the players pay for their food. But honestly, hey, it's a creative strategy and it seems to be working so far, so good on you, cheap-ass Cardinals. But look, San Francisco is a unanimous, all-around, top 3 team in the league. Recent history suggests that this game could go either way, but listen, the 49ers are the better team, and the Niners are at home. I like their odds. Give me the Niners. I think it's the fact that we aren't even surprised that the Cowboys lost to that Cardinals team. Kind of goes to show you how well the NFL really knows the Cowboys. Patriots, on the other hand, it's not really surprising you guys beat the Jets. Zach Wilson is still their quarterback. I wish I was feeling creative enough right now to make jokes, but nah. New England, still bad. Cowboys, good. Fraudulent, absolutely, but still good. Computer is actually predicting this to be the biggest blowout of the week, and I tend to agree. Cowboys are better in every single metric, and on top of that as well, coming off an embarrassing loss at home, Mike McCarthy is going to be smashing some watermelons, let me tell you. Cowboys win in a very, very, very convincing fashion. On August 13th, 2023, a very smart, handsome, and single man said the following. 2 NFC Championship losses, Mahomes' injury, and Rodgers' COVID toe. Those games have screwed us over as fans. You know, we haven't got to see Mahomes versus Rodgers. And now, just as I predicted, somebody is hurt and won't be playing in this game. It's Sunday Night Football, so I know the scriptwriters are going to do something to make this game entertaining because it can't be that big of a blowout on Sunday Night Football, right? And we get to see Taylor Swift in primetime, and Aaron Rodgers just confirmed on the Pat McAfee show that he's also going to be in attendance, so I have a fun challenge for everybody. Drink every single time Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce dating is mentioned. Also, take a drink every single time Aaron Rodgers being injured is mentioned, and take a shot every single time Taylor Swift or Aaron Rodgers are shown. Every single time the camera shows one of those two, take a shot. You will not survive. This game is going to be insufferable to watch. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a fucking blowout, and it's going to be insufferable to watch. Computer agrees. Computer agrees. Take the Chiefs and the spread. Easy peasy. Look, I didn't expect the Giants to beat San Fran. But to lose like that? Saquon is a stretch to play this week. Now, both teams have pretty bad defenses, but the Giants complement that bad defense with the second worst offense in the league. Seahawks are actually a pretty good offense, despite their bad defense, and they're just gonna win. As fans, the saving grace that we have this week is that this game should be close, but not only that, but we don't have to flip through two separate games this Monday. This is the primetime Monday night game, but yeah, Seahawks win. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, then go ahead and slap that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see on this channel. Alright, I'm having fun making these prediction videos, so let's keep her going. See you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend.